I need to get new head.
Yeah, we do need to get new headphones because you're listening to the FKA pod or FKA
You
the
heard
pod.
it here first, folks. Seth needs new head.
Set these new headphones. That's what he's always been saying. Welcome to the show, FKA the pod. I'm your host, Reed Wilson, joined by Seth Butler, who needs headphones, and Trent Tatum, who also inquiring about headphones.
Right.
Maybe we'll use this opportunity or the next to do a little Black Friday gifts. We'll just shout some stuff out. Hey,
The last Black Friday ever.
that's the last Black Friday ever. You know what? Because then we're going to have Red, White, and Blue Friday only, you know.
No, I think it'll probably
As
just
got-
be White Friday.
Yeah.
That works. Frankly, for us three, probably not much changing. Silver lining. Speaking of business and sales and stuff, you guys liquidating yourself with anything?
Yes.
Liquidate yourself, man.
I'm always liquidating somewhere. That's a reference to a joke that I used to tell my family when I was a child, that I'm always sweaty.
Gotcha.
But
Okay. I thought that's what you used to call it when you had to go to
Well,
the
I was-
bathroom.
no, but
Homeboy's a
Currently-
liquidator.
I'm drinking a little baby DC.
Oh.
You know, the small cans. I wish I was strong enough to just like crush it in my hand like that. That'd be pretty
You'd
cool.
want to, yeah, it might cut you.
Yeah, yeah. But then I also have a couple of leftover Josef Sprouse drive-through reds.
You know, I had grand plans of having like some sort of harvest beer on the pod at some point. I never went to the store to buy any, though.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a Miller Lite, which is a fine Pilsner beer, though. And I also have the Ryan Stellhorn Memorial Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shot out of the Christmas coffee mug, which we're getting really close to this being in season.
But it's still not yet. I think it's our charge to make a good Thanksgiving song. I think that's the reason that people
That's
don't
what
care
we're
about
doing here?
No. I
That's
think
what we should do
We
next
as a
episode.
collective pop culture unit need to, like, we as a collective, not we as us three.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to make any music. You've heard the AI exit. There needs to be some kind of Thanksgiving bangers that exist, and they don't. You know, so people just don't care because it's got no hype.
Yeah,
But
right.
speaking of stuff with no hype, I have sparkling water
Nice.
and regular water to drink because
Sweet.
don't feel like drinking beer.
Yeah, before the show started, Seth and I were talking about the outrageous prices of
Yeah.
bulk
Eggs.
canned soda.
Mm.
And Seth was also saying that, you know, buying a bunch of canned seltzers is also just like a shitty way for them to sell us expensive water.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's better. It's better than bottles. Cans are way better than bottles.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah,
I
guess
concur.
so.
So
You're not going to put a sparkling... You could put a sparkling water in a bottle. They don't
You ever had a
tend to do that.
Panselegrino? You never had a Panselegrino?
A
You never-
Panselegrino?
You never had a Chopo Tico?
I've liquidated a couple of those.
I got a whole case of Panselegrinos one time from Costco. Shit was booming.
No, but yeah, this is our weekly inflation check-in. Stuff's too expensive.
Yeah, what's the price of corn at the grocery store?
Yeah, that's what we should have been
Yeah,
asking
dude.
the whole time.
You know
What's
what?
the-
That's
what's the
something
egg
that we can
price?
implement. We can implement in from now on. We're just going to be like, hey, just so you know, the price of a can of soda this week.
The corn
I don't know how
pop.
much it is.
The can
That's
pop.
good. The
The
corn
corn
pop.
can pop index, you know?
That way,
Yeah.
people can we can record the downfall of the American dollar.
Well, I've got a silver lining here.
Ooh, okay.
Speaking of soda pop,
New segment.
noted nominee for cabinet Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his worm may potentially get rid of high fructose corn syrups, which would probably devalue corn, but it would improve the taste of such drinks like Coca-Cola.
Interesting.
They would taste like the Mexican Coke.
That's
I've
what's up.
never been able to tell the difference, dude.
No, neither have I. I think it's
got
just that
a
it's coming
bottle.
out of a glass bottle, which I think is superior.
But
Yes.
I can kind of taste the
Yeah.
zeros. I can kind of taste Coke Zero. I can taste how that's different than Coke normal. Coke
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
Coke 100.
I could tell you right now, you put Coke, Pepsi, Coke Zero, Diet Coke in front of me. I can tell you the difference between all of those. I don't think I've ever had Diet Pepsi, so I might be able to. I'd be like, what is this? You know?
Nah, you probably get fucked up on Diet Pepsi and regular Pepsi. Because I think you'll be able to discern the Cokes, the Coca-Colas, if you will. But
I've had several in my life.
several Coca-Colas or several
Yeah.
Pepsis.
both.
Do you think you've had half as much Pepsi as you've had Coke?
Yeah, give us the percentages, man. How much of your life has been
Shit,
Coke?
I'm talking in general. Yeah, how much is it? Yeah.
Okay, so in my life,
what about RC Cola?
RC Cola, I have had a not insignificant number of those because sometimes, like if I'm on a road trip, right? You know, you go to the gas pump, you get slapped in the face with gas prices that are too high. Am I right? Then you go into the gas station.
I did that.
And you look at the drinks, and the RC Cola is like 10 cents cheaper than the Coke, and I'm like, this is like the same thing. So I get the RC Cola instead. But that's less than 5% of all colas I've had. Coke regular, including cherry and vanilla, is probably like 75. Or no, probably 65. And then Coke Zero. My mom used to be big into buying Coke Zero.
Yeah,
so
back when it was like new.
Yeah,
my parents got into Zero as well.
Yeah, and then Diet Coke would probably just be 10. So I think Coke Zero, if you were doing the math, you could tell me like 20 or something. Maybe.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I'm all about the zeros. Give me that aspartame. Give me the zero sugar, which is like nice. Let me just be able to drink this weird liquid and then not get any negative effects out of it.
So, okay, maybe this is a stupid question. I don't know.
Maybe not such a thing.
But like, what's the difference? Like, I guess marketing wise, what do they say the difference is between Coke Zero and Diet Coke? Besides, is it just the flavor?
They taste different.
What's different?
Coke Zero tastes like Coke.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Diet
I
Coke
can't remember
tastes
the
like
last
Diet
time
Coke.
I've seen an ad for Coke Zero, but I feel like the selling point is that it tastes more like regular Coke, but it's a Diet Coke.
So I don't think that the Coca-Cola company has come out and said this, but my belief, which I think is shared by some other people as well, is that Diet Coke is marketed towards women and Coke Zero is marketed towards men.
Well, not anymore. With the rise of Zen,
That's
Diet Coke and Zen go hand in hand, man. Like a glass of whiskey and a cigar.
Have you tried Zero and Zen? I feel like that rolls off the tongue. Zero and Zen.
Zero Zen. What about just like regular Coke, some Coke and Zen?
Yeah,
no, I
that's
haven't
fine.
done that.
Coca-Cola mixes with everything.
I don't know how the sugar would work with the salts.
Good. Well, I would assume.
Yeah, there's some
had-
chemical reactions
There's a new
happening in
umami
there.
flavor happening in my
Yeah,
mouth.
you ever had
from
a cookie before, bro? Like those always got solid.
But you know, one soda that I've recently kind of discovered
What's popping?
that I'm into, it may even be like in my top 5 sodas now.
Wow.
You've heard of Squirt.
I have. Yes, I've heard of Squirt.
I have liquidated
The soda.
a couple of those.
The soda.
I've liquidated a few squirts.
The soda. It's akin to like a Mellow Yellow or something, I guess. 7-Up.
No, it's
maybe.
got a different flavor, but yeah.
Squirt is supposed to be grapefruit, which is slightly
Well,
different
no, here's
than
the
lemon
thing.
lime.
And it's way better than the other one.
Here's the
Fresca?
thing. There is a specific red grapefruit Squirt. There's regular Squirt and there's red grapefruit Squirt.
Okay.
Anyways, that's what I was getting at. The red grapefruit Squirt is incredible. It's delicious.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
It's
I don't know if this is
amazing.
a niche soda, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Since we're
Maybe
doing
Squirt is just a bigger deal in the Northwest. I don't know.
squirting all over the Northwest.
That's right.
I'm happily to I'm not happy. I can report that Starry is Sierra Mist. By the way, it tastes exactly the same as Sierra Mist.
Yeah, I think that's been established.
Okay.
I don't
cool.
think I've had a Starry yet.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be marketed for us, but it's like a dumb marketing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Sprite has really done like interesting marketing.
I hate Sprite.
I don't mind a Sprite, but I'm never going to choose it over Coke ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
I think Sprite's pretty lame. I don't know. Maybe it just needs, you gotta find its pairing, right? Like maybe
Tastes
Sprite
like
is
metal.
good with cheese or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
got to do a Sprite with like a Jewel, right? You do a Diet Coke with a Zen, and you do a Sprite with a Jewel or something.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's almost LeBron James, cranberry Sprite season?
I think you can get a cranberry Sprite, LeBron James Sprite. right now.
Well, go out and see.
Yeah, go find them.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Well, I mean, I think it's definitely out right now. They got to get them ready. Like 6 weeks before this is prime. You can buy eggnog at the store now.
Dude, I'm pumped for a little bit of nog soon.
Trying to chug some nog.
I'm trying to liquidate some nog.
But I guess this is a good transition into Thanksgiving. It's next week as of today, potentially.
Could be.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm going to my girlfriend's old childhood home for Thanksgiving, hanging out with a lot of her family and stuff. And I was wondering, I was going to gauge your guys' brains on what kind of food I should bring. I want to bring some sort of food. And being from the Southeast, I was thinking some sort of Southeastern delicacy for Thanksgiving.
Well, Trent,
Okay.
I was in a situation somewhat similar. I had a work potluck today. So I brought pulled pork. Yeah, I brought pulled pork. So if you just like buy a pork shoulder and use your electric smoker that you have, then you can totally just bring that to Thanksgiving.
Okay, a little bit difficult.
Do you know if they're making a turkey?
I think so. I tried to see kind of what their normal
What the vibe is.
spread is.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
I'm trying
want
to stay away from like the normal stuff, like
Do you do
mashed
pecan pie?
potatoes. Do what?
Is pecan pie a southern? Isn't that a southern thing, right?
It
Yeah.
Do you
is.
like
I
that?
was considering pecan pie. Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe banana pudding might be nice.
Ooh,
I don't know if that's a
banana pudding,
Thanksgiving
yeah.
thing, but that's a lot easier to make than
Yeah.
pecan pie.
Damn, that would be a good move too.
Yeah, I think that's good. You could always
Sweet.
you could bring your own turkey, right? It's just like this display of dominance. Whose turkey is better?
I'm gonna bring a tofurkey.
Yeah,
there you go.
should do a tofurkey.
Submit your dominance. Well, you can do it. Well, I mean, if you find out how many people are going, you can just make little, like, tiny banana puddings instead of making that'll probably
I
impress
like
a little
that
bit more.
idea.
If you just buy like 8 disposable cups versus like getting a pan, that'll help you out. Get you those bonus points.
Yeah,
And
that
you
sounds
can-
cool.
Take the little ones home if they don't eat them.
True.
So
Ooh,
alongside this, I'm still thinking about dishes. I am, but I also want to put this in everybody's mind so we can be thinking about this. Do you have any like PC conversation topics that you're gonna bring up, or like?
no,
Okay.
I don't.
I think you can get away with the cabinets. Like, they say they got Dr. Oz in there. It'd be funny if they got this person. I feel like if you approach it with that angle, that would work.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
if you don't want to
Yeah.
be PC.
I'm gonna say, you guys see the owner of the WWE is gonna be the head of the Department of Education. That's pretty wild.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's how you need to structure it. Isn't that?
Man. Yeah,
So,
I don't know. I feel like it's maybe not my responsibility to bring up topics, right?
How about them Mets?
yeah.
You know?
How about the
Mets?
Jets? That's
You
good.
guys watch the
They're a
World
fantastic
Series?
failure.
Oh yeah, you talk about the Jets just fired their GM and their head coach, and everyone's getting fired. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
You can talk about Tommy DeVita.
He's back.
Yeah, you can talk about Tommy DeVita. This is a character I never thought would be coming back. But yeah, the motherfucker who's bad at football and was like the 3rd or 4th string quarterback is now starting because the other backup is actually terrible. And they
Yeah.
don't want to pay their main guy because he's bad, but like not as bad. But if he gets hurt, they'll have to pay him more money. So Tommy DeVita, the most, Northeastern guy, New England guy you could find, Italian guy,
hmm
whipping whipping at the quarterback position, having a good time. We'll see how that goes. You can check it out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this. Wow, this is the worst football game I've ever watched ever. Holy
that's
shit.
good.
I'm watching the Cowboys play the Giants and neither of them have their starting quarterback right now.
That's happening on
Yep.
Thanksgiving? Yeah, that sucks.
And you can say that after, oh wow, actually this is the worst game I've seen today, but I've only seen bad games today because I saw the Lions beat the shit out of the Bears at 11 on Thursday.
All right. You know what? I don't know enough about Gita's family to know if they're into football or not. So
Hey, who knows? Football is a Thanksgiving thing. Like, that's part of it. We'd be like, oh, hey, what was your favorite dog at the parade? or the show.
Yep. You know
Your
what?
favorite
I'll
float?
do that. We'll talk about parades and dog parties or
like,
what is
man,
it? A dog show.
You went? Did you go anywhere cool? You know, or bring that up? Show a picture. Oh, you took some pictures of some places. Bring out your pictures. Say, hey, I took some pictures of these places.
Yeah, you went to that farm recently. You talk about your trip that you went on.
Yep.
That's good. Also, Tommy DeVito, this is a quote from him, just real quick. Last year was a good story and all the fun and games outside, it was fun. Speaking of DeVito mania, as they're calling it. That was last year. I'm sticking to football now. So Tommy DeVito says no fun and games this year.
Okay, business DeVito this year.
His name is Tom. Like his nickname is Tommy Cutlets, bro. I don't think it's all fun and games. Like that's all it is.
We're having fun and games here. So
yeah, but Reed,
yeah,
you mentioned you had a potluck at work.
Did have a potluck at work.
Were you looking for some potluck etiquette advice?
I was more looking. I wanted to pick your guys' brain on some stuff that I noticed at today's work potluck. One, this will tie back into our soda conversation. You say
a bit of a pet peeve situation too, probably.
Yeah, somewhat potluck peeves. You know, so you get the little sheet or whatever. You sign up. You say you bring in drinks, right? You're bringing pop, like some sodas, right? What do you expect? Like, what kind of format would you bring to this potluck event? What's the
container
form factor of the pops that you're buying?
Well,
pops are you getting?
I want to say regionally, I don't expect pops at all. I expect several gallons of
different flavors of
lemonade
Coke.
And iced tea, sweet tea, and unsweet tea. That's what I expect.
Right.
I don't expect individually canned or bottled pops. But if I was to bring pops, I would bring 2 liters.
Okay.
Is what I would do.
Okay.
Would you bring
so
two
you're going
liters?
You're going like elementary school sleepover vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, gotta probably bring my own cups unless somebody signed up in the thing for cups and plates, which somebody's always gonna do.
No, I was thinking I'd probably go the can route. Maybe like a couple 12 packs of Coke, a Diet Coke.
I think what you're gonna find if you bring cans though is there's gonna be like some old people who are like, "Do you have a cup I can put this in?" They're gonna crack the can open and then pour it into a cup.
Well, they're old; they can just fucking deal with it. If they're gonna ask for a cup, they need to supply their own cup.
It is much nicer to drink out of a cup.
Yeah, well,
as he drinks out of his cup. I think plastic bottles, because a plastic bottle tends to be larger, right? Like 16 or 20 ounces versus a can, which is 12 ounces. Like, I think a plastic bottle would be kind of weird. It probably is nice if you bring at least some, like, bottled water. I kind of disagree with the idea of bottled water. It seems like a waste when there's water, like, for free that you can put into a cup from, the sink or the water fountain or whatever. But, like, I think that there are going to be some people who don't want to drink your sugary pops. So maybe one of those, too.
What if I told you guy brought 2, like, racks or 12 packs or whatever, or can racks of 1 Sprite, 1 Fanta mini cans.
Orange Fanta?
Yeah, orange Fanta. 1 orange Fanta and 1 Sprite.
That in
mini
sucks.
Cans.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
That's such what weird sodas to pick. Your default is Sprite.
How many people were at your potluck?
Like 15, 12, like 12, 15.
Okay,
like
that's not
8, yeah.
bad.
Okay.
But the mini cans is kind of a cycle.
The mini cans is funny regardless. I was thinking like Seth, I just bring the 2 liters. Like that's what I did.
Yeah.
Okay, that was one. And then also like how many slow cookers should be at the potluck?
It's a good question. It's a drain on the power grid, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they're inconvenient. Like how many slow cookers are we really gonna bring to this?
I'm thinking 1 for chili for sure. Right? We got a chili slow cooker.
Okay.
Maybe like a queso dip.
I hope there's some sort of dip, maybe a spinach and artichoke situation,
Right.
something going there.
So minimum 2, not more than 5.
2, not more than 5.
Yeah.
I think that's probably fair. That works out. That was kind of a filler question. More importantly,
especially with like 15 people there.
Yeah.
Like you
we don't need everybody to bring in their individual crock pot.
Yeah.
there's
I'm imagining
too many people bringing food.
I'm imagining like back when I was a kid going to church, sometimes you'd have like a potluck after church. And they would just line up tables and there would be like 10 to 15 crock pots. But that was for like, 100 people, maybe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
Yeah. It was always my favorite times to go to church.
You had a reason to go. It's like we're getting this potluck afterwards.
My church, they would sometimes do like donuts and coffee before church, and we never went to that because it was like, the church was at like 10:30, but like when I was in like middle school and high school, like that was early for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and also
back
like
then that was also early for me.
And also, if you're like sitting in like the lobby of the church or whatever, drinking coffee and eating a donut, like you're gonna get talked to by a whole bunch of like old geezers who wanna, So never did any of that stuff really. But you also have to consider, right? I own a crock pot, and I will be using this crock pot to transport goods, to make and transport food for Thanksgiving soon.
Okay. Yeah.
My crock pot is the regular size of crock pot, which is like 6 quarts, which is like a gallon and a half.
Okay.
That's
That feels pretty large.
That's like a 4-person crock pot.
They make it. This is, I think it's regular or large. Like the large is kind of the typical size. They make an extra large one. I think it's 2 gallons. So another thing you need to consider is like, if you have an extra large crock pot, you don't need to fill that thing all the way up. You're just going to take it back home, I guess, and that's fine. But like,
right.
Do we want 5 different medium crock pots, or do we want 2, extra large crock pots?
Yeah,
and then this is going to require some logistics on the part of, maybe more so than just a spreadsheet where you fill out who's bringing what.
Yeah, you can get a 3-quart, a 4.5 quart, a 6 and a 7 and an 8. I have not seen a 5. So
it's interesting.
And not even a 4. It's a 4.5.
Yeah, there's 3s and then 4.5.
Right?
I feel like the tech is there. We could probably make a 4.
With
some R&D.
Why do you need a 1-gallon crock pot? You could either just make a little bit less or make a little bit more.
I guess you're right. So. But I will be making in this crock pot.
Hey, what are you crocking up?
Me and my girlfriend Jill, or just me, because we got some traveling to do. I don't know if it's better to cook prior to travel, cook after travel, stuff like that. It's like a vegetarian chili. It's got sweet potatoes in it, but it's like very good. I made it maybe twice ever, but it's like very, very good. And because of the travel, that means it's going to like get to hang out a little bit after it's made.
The stew.
Which makes it...
Yeah, you definitely want to cook then travel, but probably only travel once. You probably don't want to travel twice. So I think
we'll see.
That works out. Yeah.
I got to do what I got to do.
This
chili's got to get places.
Chili's got to get cooked. Oh, yeah, and that's kind of like my last one. Potluck, right? You're supposed to bring something. Who's supposed to make? Aren't you, like, who's supposed to make the thing that you get? Like, is your wife or significant other allowed to make the thing for you? I feel like that's a cop-out.
Right. Yeah. I have, several times in the past, like, purchased something to bring to the potluck. I hope to, in the future, if I ever have to go to a potluck, cook it myself.
Well, it depends on what, if it's like depends on who the people that are going. You probably know if it's just like everyone's just going to be buying shit and bringing it in kind of thing or what, But, I don't know. I felt like it was weird just to have people be like, yeah, my wife made this. I'm like, that's cheating.
They're like, I'm not gay.
I'm
not gay. My wife made this.
I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to cook at all. Okay, guy.
Well, yeah, I think if you're doing the cooking, you should be there. I think it would be weird if you're like, "Oh, honey, I cooked this for you," and then they just take it to work. It's like, oh, hopefully they got to eat a little bit of it when they were cooking it,
Right,
right
yeah.
after.
That was my concern. It's like there's always an expectation, I guess, that like when you bring something to a potluck that you're gonna get to have some of it.
Yeah,
And so to have the actual cook of the item not getting of it kind of sucks. It's kind of a bummer.
yeah. Maybe they made a baker's dozen though, and they kept one for
They
themselves.
definitely left one at home. They definitely had some of whatever they made at home.
Yeah, that's why they have the 2 crock pots, so they can have the crock pot that they leave at
I mean,
home
I mean,
with some stuff in it, and then the crock pot they send to work.
they just ladle out a little bit and make themselves a little bowl of whatever you had in the crock pot.
Yeah.
That's
Let me ask you guys this.
potluck. Yeah.
While we're still on the potluck segment,
That's
what
not a
are
pot-
some forbidden potluck food items?
Anything with fish.
Fish.
Ooh, that
All right.
yeah, I've never encountered that, but I do not hope to encounter
Like,
that.
yeah, I think that I don't want to. That's taboo.
Yeah.
I
right.
feel
what
like
about like hot dogs?
Bringing a hot dog to a potluck is
A crock pot full of hot dogs.
that's weird. No, I don't think. See, I think hot dogs are they're too funny. They're too memeable.
Okay.
It's-
all right.
definitely okay for you to have a hot dog with your work friends or whatever, but it needs to be like you're at a park and there's like a public grill or whatever.
You
and
have to
that's
get
where
it
you're
from the
doing
hot
your-
dog guy, like a
Yeah.
hot dog guy or hot dog person at a cart and or a person who has a
Yes.
like a thing on their they're carrying from their shoulders full of hot dogs. A little
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have an apron on that says, "Taste my wieners."
They say hot dogs, come and get your hot dog, get your glizzies down there, gobble them up, and then
Hey,
Tony Cutlet, hey, buy my hot dog, hey, I'm Tommy DeVita, buy the hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that'd be fine. But if you're just walking in there with just like a hot thing of hot dogs and hot dog
Yeah.
water, I don't know if you really want.
I'll add to that. I think a lot of fried stuff does not travel. Like you can't do fries because they'll be like soggy and gross.
Nothing crispy.
Yeah, crispy stuff is probably off the table unless you're doing like tortilla chips and you made some kind of like really good dip. That's something crispy and fried, but you didn't crispy and fry it
Yeah,
yourself.
you don't have to
probably.
make the
Yeah.
chips. Yeah, see, you like if you bring a dip, you got to bring chips
Right.
that go with the dip.
Yes.
You can't just tag on to someone who said they're bringing chips.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then they're gonna bring Lay's, and you're gonna say, "Here's my guacamole," and then it's not gonna work out.
Or they're gonna bring buffalo chicken dip, and then you're gonna have, and I don't even know what chips go with that. Frankly,
Sour cream and onion might be pretty good with buffalo chicken dip.
you trying to make everyone spell your bread?
Yeah. Why not, man? It's potluck.
It's potluck. Nobody's doing any work after the potluck. What time is the potluck? Like 2:00?
So it was at like 11:30.
Yeah. And then okay.
So
well, then
I
you-
didn't do shit the
That's
whole
sick.
day. I did like 2 meetings, and I was just present at
Yeah.
the meetings. Frankly, I was not doing a whole bunch.
Yeah. On this Friday, I have a Thanksgiving sort of something on. It starts at 11, and then there's an event away from my place of work at a brewery at 4. So I can play my cards right and really do nothing. Show up a little late, go to the thing at 11, leave a little early, go to the thing at 4, which is like 20 minutes away, and then there's your Friday gone.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
How I did it.
Those are the best. Fridays when you get to leave early. God, I love that shit.
Yeah.
So nice.
But I'm going. The thing is at a brewery, so I will be able to have, as I mentioned earlier, maybe a harvest beer of sorts. Which
That's
I've been-
right.
been
And
looking-
possibly a hot dog with your coworkers.
Yeah, maybe.
There might be a
Yeah.
food truck out there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Regulations they got out there.
Speaking of food, have you guys seen anything about strudels recently?
Like toaster.
No.
The toaster
There's
strudel?
big strudel news. Big
I
change
would-
in the
it's not-
strudel industry.
What's going on in breakfast perfections or whatever?
Well, let me
Confections.
set the scene for you. It's not really news in the strudel industry, and in fact, the way that
We're struding our news.
the way that we're using the term strudel is maybe not how you expect the term strudel to be used. What do you think the term strudel means? What's the mother language here, and what does that term actually mean? Because it's not just a pastry.
I think it's a language that comes from a bunch of pasty whites for a
it sounds like German.
Yeah, some kind of Germanic language. Maybe one of those the Scandinavian ones.
Germanic-esque. Okay, yeah, it's German.
Okay.
Correct there.
Strudel.
Strudel.
I don't
Strudel.
know.
I don't know if it helps you to say it in the accent.
Is it like walk? Is it like a stroll?
So my main source of what a strudel is toaster strudels.
Right. Yeah.
Right, which are the better Pop-Tarts. But
Yeah.
our strudels
Well-
strudels don't have stuff inside of them.
No, they do.
Okay, so I'm
totally
thinking
have-
strudel means
How are you
like
saying they're
stuff.
better than Pop-Tarts and you don't know they got stuff in them?
Yeah.
I've just assumed.
It's been a
all
while.
right? I've always been a Pop-Tart guy. All
Yep.
right? My family was on
You're all over the
Pop-Tart
place.
income, not strudel income.
Well, they're both cheap.
Strudels are off the table for the next 4 years. So,
4 more years.
So I'm thinking strudel. I'm thinking strudel has something to do with like a stuffed
What they
pastry.
have done to our country by
they took strudels off the shelves.
They're eating the pastries. They're eating the strudel.
So,
They're
have you
eating the
guys,
confections of the people that live there.
you guys ever been to like a science museum for kids where they have a little thing where you can spin a wheel and there's like a big container of water and you spinning the wheel like turns a rotor and it starts like a whirlpool situation? You guys ever been to one of those?
I think so. Yeah.
So what happened was there's a TikTok that came out recently, and it apparently takes place in Germany. And
I know this. I've seen it.
and there's somebody spinning the wheel of the little thing to make the water turn or whatever. And somebody pulls up on a bicycle, and they say in a really funny German accent, they say, "Oh ho ho, ein Strudel," which apparently means whirlpool in German.
Yeah,
So-
that's weird.
The person rides up on their bike, and they're like, "Oh, nice whirlpool," which
Yeah,
even in
yeah.
English is a weird thing to say.
They're like,
but,
whoa, a whirlpool.
but it kind of was very popular on TikTok because English speakers are only aware of strudel being a breakfast thing, and so it was kind of very absurd. This person pulling up and talking about like Pop-Tarts or whatever when we're very obviously there's not a Pop-Tart in the video.
Ich bin ein Berliner. Looking at
Yeah,
So is that your only strudel news?
that's my only strudel news.
Okay.
Google's
All right.
for strudel are probably off the charts. Let me tell you. Let me do a Google Trends right now on strudel,
What are the strudel stats?
just to tell you the strudel stats.
'Cause
But
I do have another like TikTok. I don't know what you call it, trend maybe that's going on that I want to talk about after we're done with Ein Strudel.
You got TikToxics?
Well, kind
TikToxic
of.
section?
Yeah, maybe.
actually, Ein Strudel is really not experiencing that much of an uptick in Google's. There was a pretty big uptick in Google's for strudel on November 15th of 2020. I don't know what happened then,
Okay.
but
all right.
Yeah,
we're
well, I
not
wonder-
actually.
Well, I mean, I know it's gonna happen now.
Well, now that we talked about it,
Oh, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be 4 years of strudel hiatus until 2028.
Here's the chart for strudel Googles.
Nice.
There's the big strudel Google uptick. Yeah, it was just I didn't really have a news story behind it, but there were a whole lot of people learning what strudel meant in German. So
yeah.
that's what this was about.
Yeah.
You learned something. It means whirlpool.
Sure.
And I guess because you swirl the icing, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. The squirt.
You swirl the squirt.
You liquidate the squirt. Oh, dear.
So the TikTok trend that I wanted to talk about, I'm into it. I think it's cool and funny, but it's really just a meme. It's not really like a video situation. It's every video I've seen, it has the same sound going on with it, which I can't recall what it is. But
what
it's
they
just,
have done to our country by allowing these millions.
you know what, speaking
all?
of that guy, It's the trend where it's like a weird fucking kind of like creepy image, right? And then it says the RFK's brainworm telling him that we need to do this in the country. Have you seen that?
Yes,
No.
I have.
Yeah.
I love those so much. It's like POV, RFK's brainworm is telling him that everyone needs 15 minutes of dedicated staring at the sun time to cleanse their eyeballs. Or something like that, you know?
That's a good one. Yeah.
So I love that trend. I think it's awesome. And it's a good way to keep this government situation in mind, but also have fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just a really chill guy, you know.
Yeah, the really chill guy went's good.
So I just don't care, I guess, because I'm just a really chill guy. That's another meme. It's about this. It looks like an aardvark or something. And he's just like, I'm just a chill guy. And he's got his hands like in his pockets or in his hoodie thing.
Yep.
That's pretty chill.
Cuff jeans.
That's pretty chill.
He's a pretty chill guy.
Wow.
He's given like the Jim from The Office stare.
That's
You know,
the
it's like-
sexiest man
it's
alive.
like, can you
Jim from
believe
The
this?
Office.
Yeah.
Did you see?
What, like
I don't know
this
if we
year?
covered this. Yeah, he was voted the sexiest man alive, Jim from The Office.
He didn't even do anything.
Well, he didn't do anything but look like the sexiest man alive, I guess.
Like, he wrote that dumbass Ryan Reynolds movie, and like he didn't even write.
Deadpool?
No. One of the shitty ones. The Imaginary Friends one.
Deadpool and Wolverine?
If.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. I can't believe we didn't cover that. But yeah, that was like last week or 2 weeks ago. They announced it.
They cut us out again. They snubbed us once again.
Yeah, it's because the fake news media.
Dude, so before I have a choose your news segment that I would love for us to get into. All right.
Go.
But before that, I just want to say really quick, there's the new Dune Prophecy TV show. Are you guys going to watch that show?
I have watched that show.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
Is it done? Or is it just one
No,
episode
it's just one episode.
so far?
It's
Yeah,
the
on
new,
Max.
what was the last show they were playing on there?
HBO.
I already forgot about it.
Dancing
The Penguin.
The Penguin. Oh, it's it's like the Sunday night HBO
Yeah,
show.
that tells you how much the Penguin sticks with you. I watched all of it. I forgot about it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Yeah, I watched the Dune thing. It's interesting.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'll
I'm
probably
excited for it.
watch
The only
it,
thing I know about it is that it takes place like 10,000 years before Dune.
We've covered Dune a lot on this here podcast, and so I think that honestly we're probably in the top. Well, you know, if you've actually read all 30 books or whatever, you obviously know more than us. But there were a couple times where I was like, I think that's the Orange Catholic Bible right there, which is something that I wouldn't have known about if it wasn't for this podcast. So,
I think we're doing enough for Dean.
Yeah,
we're doing
right.
enough for Dean.
So
I
with
saw.
that, yeah, go ahead.
I just watched Arcane. The first like 2/3 of it. The new season are out. It's fucking great. Still a great show. If you like the last one, you love this one. If you didn't watch the last one, you should watch both of them.
I don't
it's
know
cool.
what that is.
Arcane.
nor do I.
It's like a Netflix show. It's kind of animated like the Spider-Man movie, like the
Okay.
Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, where like they kind of look like like an animated watercolor type thing, and it's like apparently it's based off League of Legends or something, but I don't know. It's just like a pretty popular animated show. People calling it the adult Avatar.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
pretty neat. It's pretty cool.
You've
It
sold
looks
me,
really
man.
dope. Yeah. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix.
All right. Sweet.
I'll
But
choose the
without
second
any
story.
further ado, all right, let's get into some Choose Your News. I have four. The way Choose Your News works, everybody, if you haven't heard before, is that I found some news articles, this time specifically 4 news articles. I'm going to read you guys the titles, and you're going to choose which one you want to hear. I didn't really think this out ahead of time, but if there's 4 and you guys choose different ones, I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll choose one to eliminate, and then you choose the winner.
Well, the reason you chose 4 instead of 3, which is typical, is because Thanksgiving is on the 4th Thursday
Yeah, of course.
of November.
I was hoping you guys would put 2 and 2 together there. Yeah. Which equals
well,
4.
that's our Thanksgiving tie. Oh no, we did a lot of Thanksgiving. We did potlucks and food and stuff. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So this Choose Your News segment all kind of revolves around heists. So we've got 4 different heist newses. All right.
Okay.
The first one from The Independent. 3 of these are from The Independent. 1 is from NPR. The first one from The Independent is titled...
Fucking Saints, just fucking go already.
Okay, it's titled, Cuba Charges 30 Over Massive Chicken Heist.
Okay.
All right. Number 2 from The Independent. California man arrested in 42,000-pound pistachio heist as thieves target 5.2.
Okay, we got nut thieves.
All right. Number 3 from The Independent. Manhattan man makes off with $1.6 million of gold flakes in a bucket.
That's interesting.
All right. And then the last one, this is from NPR. It is titled, Man Arrested in UK Cheese Heist, where imposter stole $389,000 worth of cheddar.
Ooh, that is my favorite cheese.
All right,
Cheddar.
so we've got cheddar heist,
Give me the cheese heist. They call it a cheese heist.
cornflake heist, pistachio heist, or chicken heist.
Use the word heist in any of the other ones.
Yeah, 3 of the 4.
All right.
Which one did they not use heist in?
Yeah, I vote to strike the non-heist one.
Strike the gold flakes. Manhattan man makes off with $1.6 million of gold flakes in a bucket.
Man, it's in
Not
Manhattan.
a heist.
Okay,
not-
all right. All right, that one's gone. It's decided. So we've got cheese heist, pistachio heist, or chicken heist.
Yeah, let's do cheese heist. So
Cheese
there are
heist.
well, I'm voting for that, Reed. I think
I also vote for cheese
Okay.
heist. Yeah.
All right. All right.
I just want to real quick. I want to say a couple things that I'm hoping we get answers to.
Mhm.
Cheese typically needs to be refrigerated, right? Is the heister taking that into account? Does he have a refrigerated, or they? You might have said the gender. Do they have a refrigerated truck, or at least a cooler bag, to handle this?
Right. Yeah.
How much cheddar is $349,000? That's a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
don't know.
we'll find out.
I want to know if he grabbed like a big old wheel and he was just like
He's rolling wheels.
$1,000 wheel of cheese.
It's a really good cheddar.
Well, I mean, you think you're selling a slice for fucking $400,000? I don't think so. Well, you got to be getting a whole wheel for almost $500,000.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I would expect
the
a wheel
logistics
for
behind
$500,000.
stealing that much shredded cheddar would be insane.
You would leave a trail behind you too.
You're Hansel and Gretel in
You're
your
right.
ass.
You're right. And as always, the other 3 articles are vanishing into the dust, never to be heard from, at least on this podcast ever again. Authorities in London have arrested a 63-year-old man in connection with the cheese heist of 2024, in which tens of thousands of pounds of high-value cheddar were stolen from a major distributor. A London-based retailer and cheesemaker Neal's Yard Dairy said it learned on Wednesday that a suspect was in custody. The Metropolitan Police confirmed to NPR that a man was detained on suspicion of fraud by false representation and handling stolen goods. The man was taken to a South London police station where he was questioned. He has since been bailed pending further inquiries, a police spokesperson said. Over the past week, the British artisanal cheese community has been reeling after Neal's Yard Dairy announced it had been the victim of a sophisticated fraud resulting in the loss of over 300,000 pounds. That's euros or whatever, pounds money, worth of cloth-bound cheddar, the equivalent of more than 389,000 US.
Cloth-bound cheddar.
That's right. Here we go. We're getting into some
Look on my
numbers.
wallet.
The thief made off with 950 wheels,
Okay.
Let's go.
over 22 metric tons, or roughly 48,500 pounds.
Wait. How many wheels and how many tons? I need to do math here.
950 wheels, 22 tons, or 48.5 thousand pounds of Hafod, Westcombe, and Pitchfork cheddar.
Each wheel weighs about 50 pounds.
Yeah, that's intense, dude. Those are some
That's a
big
lot of
fucking
cheese.
wheels.
So they just they must have just stolen the truck, right? Like,
Cheese truck.
how do they? It's a distributor, so I guess
Yeah.
they probably have trucks. That's crazy.
We might get
How do you
into it.
steal? Do they just by fraud? That's a big fraud to fill up a whole trailer up with $400,000 worth of cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like 20 tons. You said
20.
how many tons can a truck?
This guy
carry?
has like a private fucking freight train. Or
I feel like I've seen like a big truck, like a semi truck. It says something about like 18,500 is like the limit.
The maximum weight a semi truck can carry is 80,000 pounds or 40
Okay.
tons.
Never mind.
All right. So this
it's
guy had
like
a semi.
Half
Or,
a semi.
Half
What are they-
semi.
What do they call that in Britain? What do they call
lorry.
a semi? A lorry?
Semi.
A semi.
So it says the theft involved a fraudulent buyer posting as a legitimate wholesale distributor for a major French retailer, with the cheese delivered before the discovery of the fraudulent identity, the company said.
Mm.
So
They got 'em.
it was some
It's
sort of
less of a
fraud.
heist, honestly.
Yeah.
They just got him with the prank call.
There's no like laser tripwires and repelling happening here.
Between them, the cheeses have won numerous awards and are amongst the most sought-after artisanal cheeses in the UK. Neil's
cheese?
Yard Dairy said. The high monetary value of these cheeses likely made them a particular target for the thieves.
Cheese thief.
Then they say, the crime cuts deep, cheddar, which originated in a village by the same name in Somerset, England, is the best-selling cheese in the UK and a big source of national pride. Last week, British celebrity chef Jamie Oliver explained in an Instagram video that there is, quote, only a small handful of real cheddar cheese makers in the world, end quote, and that's where the stolen cheese came from. He called it a real shame. This will slow Neil's Yard being able to support all of their cheesemakers over the next 5 years, I would imagine, Oliver said. Neil's Yard Dairy is shouldering the cost of the crime, having already paid the artisan cheesemakers in full. The company says it is now taking steps to ensure its own financial stability and the continued development of the British artisan cheese sector. On Thursday, the company said that it was aware of the arrest. We are grateful for the progress they have made, and we will continue to support their investigation in any way we can. And that's kind of it. There's also a little section down here. It says how cheese lovers can help, but we don't care.
How cheese lovers can help.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy American cheese.
That's right.
I'm going to support Wisconsin.
That's right. Give me that
Wisconsin
Velveeta.
cheese. Yeah, fuck you, Bell hired. See ya.
Neil's Yard Dairy apparently sells 550 tons of cheese per year.
Wow. So this was like less than 1% of their cheese.
How many was it? It was like 20.
22?
tons?
Okay, yeah, maybe it's more than that. It's like
Oh, it's
4%.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, I was doing
These-
some googling. This is a fancy cheese retailer. That's what this is.
It's part of the artisanal cheese sector.
This isn't the cheese you
It's
could
in the
buy at
artisan cheddar
Publix.
sector.
This isn't your deli. This isn't your boar's head. This is
Yeah, right.
nice cheese.
Well, at least they're stealing it from rich cheese places.
Yeah.
You know?
What cheese lovers can do to help. I mean, like, I'm not gonna like donate to your GoFundMe, Mr. Fancy Cheese.
Oh no.
No,
Our fucking charcuterie boards
not
aren't gonna be as good.
our artisan cheese pairings.
No, my fucking Trader Joe's wine doesn't taste as good with the mozzarella
Yeah,
instead.
the King of England isn't gonna be able to have his favorite cheese for Christmas this year. That's gonna be really tragic.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah. This is fun.
Well, let us know what British artisanal sector should be looted from next at fkthepod at gmail.com and at X and on Threads and on Instagram.
Dude,
and
wouldn't it be
on
crazy
TikTok.
if somebody brought 20 tons of high-priced British cheese to your potluck?
That would be great. That would be great. So tell us what you would bring to the potluck at those same social spots. FKA at FKA the pod everywhere. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. Adios.
Welcome to the pod, where we drop some knowledge, diving deep into topics we